Privacy advocates, like my next guest, are standing up in support of Apple CEO Tim Cook's decision not to help the FBI unlock that San Bernardino shooter's iPhone. Fight for the Future Chief Technology Officer Jeff Lyon is here. Jeff, you are planning, from what I understand, rallies at Apple stores around the country later today. Exactly what are you hoping to achieve?
Well, sure. So we are sponsoring all these rallies across the country in order to express solidarity with Apple's decision to oppose the FBI's order to put a backdoor in the iPhone, which we believe would weaken our national security by causing all sorts of...
But there is the argument that all you need to do is look at this one phone.
Right.
Right? And that's all we're talking about.
So that argument doesn't really hold water because even right now there are law enforcement agencies across the country and hundreds of phones that they've lined up essentially that they want to unlock as soon as this court decision goes through. And if that's the case, Apple's going to have to develop software that can repeatedly unlock all these phones. And they're essentially going to be creating malware software, which doesn't exist right now, that will be on behalf of the government.
Okay, so what if we find out, what if we don't know this, but what if there's a plot on that phone right now to carry out some sort of attack somewhere in this country, and indeed it happens, and there are multiple fatalities? But we couldn't have prevented it because Apple wouldn't allow the FBI to get in there, who would have found that plot and stopped it. What would you say to the families of those victims?
Well, everybody in this country is grieving for such a terrible and senseless tragedy. But what the FBI is doing is essentially a typical case of the government overstepping in the wake of a national disaster. But if you could prevent a terrorist plot from happening just by unlocking this one phone, isn't that worth it? Isn't that morally the right thing to do? It's not possible to just unlock this one phone without creating a Pandora's box, essentially. But is public security more important? This is a matter of national security. If you lose access to the backdoor that they're creating, they're going to be using it over and over again. All these software interns who have access to that code, that's going to be a prime target for government spies, malicious actors, hackers, organized crime. And once that gets out, all the phones in our country are potentially at risk. And these phones are used by people who manage our hospitals, they manage our banks, water treatment plants. But you can understand why critics will say, wait a minute, you're just taking the side of the terrorists, the criminals, those that want to do horrible things and don't want authorities to know that they're planning them. Well, I think that really mischaracterizes the issue. This is not... But this was used by a terrorist. This phone was a terrorist's phone. Right. And a lot of people are saying this is an issue between privacy rights and national security. Right. This is an issue between national security and national security. The damage caused by unlocking these phones would outweigh any benefit that they could achieve by unlocking that phone. I'll have to leave it right there, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Important.